Welcome to A Slice of Bacon with Matt Bacon, a podcast about movies and television, but mostly movies. It's April 1st, 2016, and today I discuss Ben Affleck's standalone Batman script, Jonah Hill's directorial debut, Conan O'Brien's new TBS special, and my predictions for this week's box office. But first, I would like your listener questions. I hope to start answering them on the podcast soon, and I would love if you sent some to me. You can send them via Twitter at BaconRelatedPun with the hashtag ASOBPod, or you can send them via email at asliceofbaconpod@gmail.com. I look forward to reading your questions and answering them soon. And now on to today's news. Last weekend, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice opened to over $166 million. While both audiences and critics had mixed feelings about the film, most agreed that Ben Affleck's Batman and Jeremy Irons' Alfred were the best elements of the film. In a new interview with The Hollywood Reporter, CEOs of Williams, Morris, and Dever, Ari Emanuel and Patrick Whitesell, talked about Affleck, one of their agency's clients, as the Big Black Bat. When asked how long they thought Affleck would want to play Batman, Whitesell had this to say. Well, he's contracted to do at least Justice League 1 and 2. So at least 3 times wearing the cape. And there's a script that he's written that's really cool idea, so that's out there as an option. Whether or not Warner Brothers has seen or knows about this script is unknown. Now we do know that Ben Affleck's next film is Live by Night, which comes out in October of 2017. So if he is writing a script and he does direct as well, it will not come until 2008 at the earliest, probably 2018. 2019 at the latest. And I'm willing to wait for that. Warner Brothers has not been making some great decisions. Batman vs. Superman wasn't a very good film, and Zack Snyder was a big part of that. Since he's also directing the Justice League 1 and probably Justice League 2, I don't think that WB is too excited because they know by now that the next couple of films are probably not going to get great reviews. That's not to say that Wonder Woman's going to be bad, because that's a totally different director, totally different cast, with the exception of Gal Gadot. And early reactions to that from studio have been pretty good. What is scary are rumors that the Suicide Squad is getting reshoots due to the reaction to the trailers. And I have to say, yeah, I am a little bit worried. But I'm still excited to see Suicide Squad. I think it's going to be good. The tone doesn't bug me. They're just going to add more humor, and I think that's fine. But reshoots this close to the release of that film, again, scares me. But back to Affleck. I think he needs to write a Batman film. I think he needs to direct a Batman film. That is the best scenario for WB. And I'm sure that when they went after Ben Affleck to be in this film, they went after him because of his skills as a writer and director. So we'll see as the next few months progress if there is an announcement. But for now, it's just rumor, and I really hope this rumor is true and that he is writing a Batman film. Moving on, 2-time Oscar nominee Jonah Hill is making his directorial debut with his own original coming-of-age script, mid-90s. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the film will center on a group of California teens who are trying to navigate drinking, drugs, fighting, sex, looking cool, and fitting in, and making some really bad choices along the way. Hill will not be starring in the film. Now, this is probably the next logical step for Jonah Hill. He has come so far since Superbad and his cameo in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Though I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Jonah Hill fan, I can't argue that he's actually been doing a pretty good job. 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street were actually very funny movies that he had a part in writing. He looks to be good in the new movie War Dogs. He was good in Moneyball. He's been good in all of his roles in the last few years. And he seems to be coming into his own as an actor too, with more dramatic roles, as opposed to his days where he was just a comedy guy. Now, it will be interesting to see what this film script is. Is it a drama? Is it a comedy? Is it a dramedy? The Hollywood Reporter is saying it's a dramedy, but that could be anything. That a dramedy could be a drama with a few light moments. I've seen so many movies be called dramedies that really weren't. So I'm hoping that this is more drama than comedy, as I am not as big a fan of Jonah Hill's comedy chops, I guess. That said, the fact that he is not starring in the film is a plus for me, seeing as I don't believe that every actor who directs also has to act in their own films. We were just talking about Ben Affleck, and I think he's an exception to the rule. That said, he also didn't star in his first directorial film, Gone Baby Gone, and Hill probably is thinking, I've never done this before. It would be easier if I was just doing one thing rather than trying to juggle a lot of balls in two hands. So we'll see where that goes. I'm interested in it. I'm not particularly excited, but I do think this is a smart step, and I hope that Jonah Hill makes a good film. We'll know more when there's casting and when there's a trailer, and I'll probably be talking about this again. So again, hope it's good. Moving on, again, on Saturday, April 9th at 11 o'clock on TBS, Conan O'Brien will be airing his Conan in Korea special. If you haven't seen his specials from other countries, definitely look around online. Recently he's visited Armenia and Cuba, but through the course of his television career, he's also visited countries like Germany and Finland. Clips can be found on YouTube and via TeamCoco.com. Now, this isn't really news, but I love Conan O'Brien. He has been a comedy idol for years. I've followed him since his late night days. I've seen him live several times. I saw him on his tour, his Not Allowed to Be on Television tour. I saw him in San Francisco. I've seen him in almost every incarnation of his show. Actually, I have seen him in every incarnation of his show, including late night, The Tonight Show, and his current one, Conan. But these are his best shows. While the writing on his current incarnation of the show hasn't been the best, he's lost a few good writers. Some of them have moved on, some of them have just left. Brian Stack, one of his best writers, in my opinion, is now on Late Night with Stephen Colbert, which is also a good show, but I digress. Conan is still hilarious. He knows how to take a bad joke and change it so that it is good. He is great when he's unscripted, and he is great when he's interacting with real people on the street. And basically, these specials, that's all he does. In Armenia, he went to a farmer's market, a rug shop where they made rugs. He went to a ton of places there. He went to a ton of places in Cuba. All of his bits were funny. All of his bits were great. And this one looks to be good too, especially since there is one segment where he goes into North Korea just on the border. So I am looking forward to this. Also, what's great about Conan is he's always the butt of the joke. He's never the bully. He always likes to play the dumb American routine, and I think it works out great for Conan. That's how he gets his laughs, though. He acts stupid, and he makes the people that he's talking to look smart. It's very endearing, it's very funny, and it's, again, one of the reasons why he's my idol. Also, these specials are very savvy. His last one in Armenia, his last 10 minutes were dedicated to the genocide that had happened in Armenia, I forget how long ago, but it was very touching. He brought his Armenian assistant Sona with him, and it was good. It was something that made me realize why I like Conan and why, even though his writing isn't the best on his show, I still keep watching. So definitely check that out. If you don't get TBS, clips will be online. Check it out online. Check it out any way you can, because I know it's going to be good. Finally, it's time to end the week with a prediction of the box office. With God's Not Meet the Blacks being the only two films entering wide release, I don't see too big a shift in the box office. So my predictions are a lot like what we saw last week. In first place, I see Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, followed by Zootopia in second place. In third place, I see My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. And entering this week, I believe God's Not Dead 2 will come in fourth place, with fifth place being followed by Miracles from Heaven. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if there's two religious films that reach the top 5, but I believe this is the week that it will happen. Divergent is not doing really well. It is dropping fast. It's been getting horrible reviews. And seeing as God's Not Dead, when it premiered, when the first original film came out, it made about $8.5 million. And even if it only makes $7 million this week, it's still probably going to come up ahead of Miracles from Heaven, which made only $9.5 million last week. I don't think God's Not Dead 2 is going to do well in the long run, but this is a week where the bottom 3 movies are not going to get a huge box office. Next week, I don't think we'll see any of those on the list, except for probably Zootopia. But we'll see. With that, I will bid you adieu on this lovely Friday afternoon. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday. Bye.